welcome back. This is Tegosi Accounting Academy. Our topic today is calculation of discount factor in NPV and IRR computations. Recall that in our lectures on investment appraisal, we talked about NPV computations. We also talked about IRR computations. But then one critical element in those computations is the discount factor, because if you don't have proper discount factor, you cannot do those computations well. That's why the lecture today centers around how to compute the discount factor. The formula for computing discount factor is 1 over bracket open 1 plus r bracket close raised to the power 1, where r is the cost of capital and 1 is the period number. Now, let's take an example that will help us understand this well. Assuming that our cost of capital we're using in the computation is 10%, then we can now compute. We want to take an example of a computation of discount factor from year 0 to year 4. Now, for year 0, as you can see in the slide, if we apply the formula, then we have 1 over bracket open 1 plus 0.1 raised to the power 0. Now, you remember in your elementary indices, any number raised to the power 0 is equal to 1. So with that in mind, what we have here now will give us 1 all over 1. And the answer will be 1. So that means that year 0 discount factor is 1. In fact, it's usually 1 because it is raised to the power 0. Now, let's go to year 1. Applying the formula in year 1, we have 1 over bracket open 1 plus 10% is the same as 0.1. Now you remember? So we have put 0.1, then bracket close, raised to the power 1. This will give us 1 over 1.1, because if we add 1 to 0.1, we have 1.1. So this gives us 1 over 1.1. And if you use your calculator to check it, 1 divided by 1.1 will give you 0.909. So this means that the year 1 discount factor is 0.909. Now let's look at year 2. In year 2, when we apply the formula, we have 1 over bracket open 1 plus 0.1 bracket close raised to the power 2. Now, remember, when we say something is raised to the power 2, this means that item times itself. So this would mean will be equal to 1 divided by bracket open 1.1 times 1.1. And this will give us, if you use your calculator, 1.1 times 1.1 is 1.21. So this gives us 1 divided by 1.21. If you divide this out, you're having your answer of 0.826 as our discount factor for year 2. Now, let's go over to year 3. When we apply the formula, we have 1 over bracket open 1 plus 0.1 bracket close, then raised to the power 3. This will be equal to, just as we have said before, 1.1 in 3 places. That's 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1. So all under 1. So this will give us 1 over 1.331. And the answer will now be 0.751 as discount factor for year 3. Now what about year 4? When we apply our formula, we have 1 over bracket open 1 plus 0.1 bracket close raised to the power 4. And just as we have said before, it will now amount to 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1 times 1.1. That's 1.1 in 4 places, all under 1. So this gives us 1 over 1.4641. Now, when you divide this out using your calculator, you have 0.6583. Sorry. Yes, that is it. So that is it. So that is how we got the figures. There is a note there in the slide which